iNcontroL Kane. My name is Lycan, and we are continuing our discussion of StarCraft, StarCraft 2 community stuff, StarCraft 2 tournament stuff, and all things other StarCraft 2 and Warhammer 40K on occasion. Right now, we're going to let's talk about Home Story Cup. Jeff, you were there. I was hoping we'd have Rift and Zomgrub, but they're fighting the good fight and
Yeah.
casting still. Um, so let me change the title, Home Story Cup rehash. So, how was the event overall?
Oh, it was great. Home Story Cup is it's a special time and place for StarCraft. Like, kind of say the same thing every time, but I would never want every tournament to be like Home Story Cup. I really like the professional, clean, hyped show that WCS puts on, for instance. But that being said, it is so cool that Dennis has made a very different experience, which is super casual, super relaxed, very silly. Oftentimes, um, almost well, drunken a lot of times actually, but also like it's a cool mix because it's also an opportunity for pro gamers to get in there and commentate and be on camera where they normally wouldn't be. And there's definitely a reason why some people are broadcasters and some people are players, but that in and of itself is its own charm. Like it's kind of awesome seeing Hero Marines sit there and just like mind-numbingly drone through the nuances of a StarCraft game, but at the same time, like there's an appreciation to be had for that because he's just so completely in love with the game and only interested in the facts that has its own kind of fun. So it's just cool to have such a mix and so many people sitting down at the couch and having a good time. So it was fun. This event specifically, though, it was actually 120 degrees or more on Saturday. On the other days, it was if close to that. And Take's apartment that he's been holding Home Story Cup at is nobody would call it a small apartment, but you stick 40 or 50 people in any apartment and it feels fucking tiny. So that part of it was a bit of a survival thing, but it didn't take away from it. I'd do it again 10 times over if I could. And um, it's a little bit anticlimactic that Rain won, like that he was the absolute favorite going into it, and then lo and behold, he did it.
Yeah.
But he got tripped up by Lilbo, and there was some other nice series and a good turn for Saxry. Nobody was predicting Saxry to win that or even come as close as he did. So it was good.
Yeah, let's sidetrack a little bit. Let's talk about Lilbo. What do you think of him and his future in StarCraft? I mean, he's made it to the last. He made it to the finals, the WCS season finals. He is, he did a really good run in Home Story Cup. I mean, do you see him as a potential, and not to use the cliche, but foreign hope?
Oh yeah, I mean, he already has. Like in the two WCSs, he's beaten very, very good players. Well, not WCS, but WCS and Home Story Cup rather, including taking a series off of Rain for fuck's sakes. Like if that's not an example of someone being top caliber, then I don't know what is. So the cool thing for him is he's young. He's just now starting to get these results, but he is two tournaments in a row putting out really good results.
Hmm.
And if you talk to him, you see a guy that it's not like he's untouchable in terms of nerves, but he's
Right.
very at home with top competition. He can make jokes. He can take it serious. He's executing pretty good. So the sky's the limit for a guy like that. He's got it all going for him, I think.
Good. Good. So from these are your friends, right? And you see a lot of these guys. I mean, other than Dennis, you see a lot of these guys at your different events. Rodney, Nate, Todd, all them. What is it like? We see what it's like for us. For us, it's that intimate view of you guys. You guys having fun. But compared to getting to see your friends at the events versus Home Story Cup, what is it? What is that like?
Well, Home Story Cup, because it takes place in an apartment, just everything about that is very different. Like before the show starts, I'm there for 2 hours and I'm sitting on the couch laughing with Kevin about what Scarlet and DeMuslim did the night before, or we're having lunch together, we're playing poker in between casts, we are going out and getting ice cream, we're sitting outside talking to fans. Like it's a very much so more of a like hangout experience as opposed to if I'm at WCS, I'll make time and go out and sign autographs and say hi and stuff like that. But even then, I'm a little bit on a stage. I'm on a platform of like performance, where I'm in a suit or I'm there as iNcontroL and I'm expected to do certain things. But at Home Story Cup, you just kind of kick back and relax a little bit more, and you're with buddies the whole time, and the entire atmosphere kind of puts you in that place. So it's really fun. Like I said, it's a different experience.
So, do you think that there is room for another similar, not carbon copy, but kind of similar sort of chill, relax type of event, but maybe in the North American scene?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that. I think. Well, I don't know anything, I suppose, along those lines, but I know that's been talked about, and I know that the formula is there in Dota. They did it with Beyond the Summit, pretty much straight copied take, but it's a form of flattery, really. And I think like I said, I wouldn't want too much of it. I think too much of it would get stale pretty quick. Like it's really cool and it's fun, but these are big events. They're really important to the players, and there's something to be said for a clean professional broadcast. But as far as just like a relaxed, chill atmosphere, still all about the game and just kind of putting personalities on camera, I think that's a winning formula for sure.
Do you think there's going to be one this winter?
Do I think there'll be one this winter? Oh, you mean a Home Story Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said there will be. He said he's aiming for like November, I think.
Oh, sweet, awesome. I didn't catch that. So that's good. I was hoping there would be one. I wasn't sure. I know their stream numbers were a little low, but that's because there were a bunch of other events going on that weekend. So,
Nothing's set in stone, and I'm not a part of it, so I'm just speculating. But from what I was told and heard, I think he absolutely is planning to do another one. They said that publicly. I know that much, and I think it's planned to be around November.
Awesome. I think. Well, wasn't last year? Was there one in November last year?
Yep.
After
Yes.
BlizzCon.
It's the one
Yep.
parting one.
Yeah. Did you go to that
It was
one?
on
Kane?
my birthday. Yeah, I did.
All right. Awesome. How do you like Home Story Cup? I know you didn't go this year, but
I love Home Story Cup. I got invited this year, but like I said, I was visiting my grandfather, so I couldn't go. It's just very relaxed. It's full of interesting stories and interesting beverages, and it's definitely like a unique tournament experience, and I'd love to go again. Unfortunately, if there's one this winter, I don't know. It'll probably be around exam time for me, so I don't think I'll be able to make it. But hopefully, sometime in the future, I will be able to. But it's always a lot of fun, and I think it was Targa who was saying it's the one tournament where people don't care if they really get knocked out early because it's so much fun, anyways.
cool. Jeff, is there any kind of story you guys have? I know that a lot of people like to hear those stories about there's the McDonald's story from last year and things like that. Is there anything funny that happened that you can tell us?
Well, that's two very different things, right? Funny things and funny things that I can tell you. I don't think, I think those are stories for other people to tell, but every Home Story Cup, rest assured that many a story are made. Some make it out. I was happy to tell the McDonald's one because that was a victimless story, but I don't think I can. None come to mind right now
No Muslim shenanigans
that I can tell you about. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I look forward to more Home Story Cups. I'm glad to hear that there's a potential one in November, so I look forward to that. Kane, let's real quick. Let's turn the table. We're gonna talk about Kane. Different things going on in your world. So you just left My Insanity. You've announced that you're going to finish college. I believe you have 1 year left, correct? Or university is what you guys call it, right?
Yes,
Canada.
we do have colleges as well. There's a difference between college and universities depending on certain degrees that they offer and stuff. But I am going to university.
Yeah, Scarlett schooled me on that during my interview with her. She was like, "You know the difference, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm American. They're the same for us." So, all right. So you're going to university. What's your degree in?
Major in mathematics and minor in philosophy right now. So I'll finish my undergrad in that. And then after, I haven't decided what my master's will be in, but I will pursue further education.
Okay, so what is your endpoint with your career? Like, what do you want to use a mathematics and?
There's one of the possibilities I've explored is actuarial science. So kind of, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of how do I explain this? It's dealing with life insurance and risks and dealing with different risk assessment policies and stuff like that. So that's one possibility. I've also thought about teaching. I've also thought about, maybe something in esports, but I doubt it. Kind of, we'll see, because I do have a lot of contacts right now, and could be a possibility. So I'm not sure, but I don't have like a solid plan right now. I'll just finish my education and go from there.
All right, so you are going to continue participating in WCS. You've written off all other events, IEM, DreamHack, everything?
For the most part, yeah. Like if a tournament falls, if there's a tournament in Toronto that falls right after exam time or something like that, I would probably attend, just to see people that I haven't seen for a while. But I will probably not be able to attend too many because, like I said, even home story will be in November, right around exam time. So school is definitely number one priority. But if the opportunity does arise, I will take it.
Okay, what about Hell It's About Time? They're going to have an open bracket on site. You going to be participating in that?
I haven't decided yet because it is before school starts for me, and it is in Toronto. So I still have a couple months left to decide. Well, about a month left to decide. So
About a month?
about a month. So I'll see. But if I had to make a decision right now, I'd probably say no, just because of financial constraints and partially interest. So that might change within a month. Who knows? But we'll see.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You're going to be playing in Premier. Are you going to commit any time to
playing in Challenger? Sorry.
Oh, Challenger, yeah. Are you going to commit any time to playing and practicing, or is it just going to be like your usual casual? Just I didn't really practice.
Right now, it'll be casual, just because my interests lie outside of StarCraft. I guess that's a nice way of putting it. Like, I don't really care about StarCraft right now. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy watching it, but I don't like playing very much.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to, talk and watch. So
Okay.
right now I haven't been practicing that much, and I don't see that changing in the foreseeable future. I do play sometimes when I get a spare time. Like in the past day or so, I played probably 40 games or something like that, just because, I don't have anything to do. A lot of my friends are away for vacation right now and stuff like that,
Right.
and school obviously hasn't started.
Okay. Cool. So I guess, yeah, I just wanted to get a quick update on what all is going on with that. I know you had changed your tone, and you were going to focus on school for the time being. So I hope you do well in WCS. I don't want to see you drop out, but good luck with school. I guess we'll see you. You're going to stick around the community, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I probably won't be casting or anything like that, but, you'll see me in Twitch chat, or you'll see me on Twitter. Most definitely Twitter.
Professional
so we'll
Twitter.
Yeah. Bonjour Twitter, as somebody in Reddit put it, I think.
All right. So let's move on. We'll talk about the Shoutcraft Clan Wars. Total Biscuit just announced that the Clan Wars are done, kaput, gone, because there's a lack of participation. There are a lot of people canceling, a lot of people not submitting their rosters on time, and then just a general lack of, I guess you want to call it, apathy towards the Clan War. I think most of the participation was between Root and MYI. Both of those organizations just keeping to it. So, Jeff, what is it that I guess makes this kind of thing hard for players to keep up with?
Well, it's a multitude of things, but the clan league itself is really awesome and cool. But because it's very different maps, and because relative to everything else, it's low impact. The viewership is always nice for what it was. It was right around 5,000 people or more watching any given match, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But those players are practicing and playing for WCS, or they're looking to make or break their career by busting into a DreamHack or IEM. Nobody's talking about Clan League performance because it's viewed as, Total Biscuit's Clan League in particular, because it's very much so like a for fun kind of casual thing, and that's totally fine and cool. But we're in a really hardcore atmosphere where, like, a lot of these rosters are a lot smaller than they used to be as well. So My Insanity, Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses, that kind of stuff, their players they're out at events, they're traveling, they're in the wind, So scheduling a lot of these Clan League matches was very difficult, and then it became low priority because, if we won a match, it was something like $400 or $500 to the team, which is really cool. But to each player, it's like $75, 50 or something like that. And again, that's awesome money, and it's awesome that there is money. So I'm not trying to hate at all.
Right.
But what I am trying to quantify for people is where that lies in the spectrum of interest, and importance for that player, and it was quite low. So it was just hard to schedule, and as such, it was a widespread issue amongst the teams in the league. Where I think Total Biscuit has a lot of room to be disappointed is that all these teams still signed up for it, and they should have probably put a lot more effort into scheduling. I know that Robin on Reddit posted saying, the reason it didn't happen was for a lot of what I just said, but he also said he wished he would have put more effort into making it happen because he feels bad that while, they themselves had good reasoning, everyone feels that way, and the end result is that Total Biscuit has to pull the plug on a great project that even if it wasn't that important in terms of the value to each individual player, the overall idea and what it did and where it came from was important and was an awesome gesture from MLG and Total Biscuit. So it's too bad. It makes sense that it's going this way, and I don't think there's a villain in this story, but it is too bad. And I hope Total Biscuit is not too discouraged, and maybe a clan league's not the best way to do this, but maybe show matches, or maybe an individual star league, if you will, or something that's a little bit easier to execute as opposed to getting an entire roster of players, well, 2 rosters of players at a place at one time in this climate of WCS and hectic scheduling.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, if I understood correctly, is that Total Biscuit isn't done with it. He's not going to do the Clan War anymore, that style, cup or league, but he is going to... he's looking to do something else, and I think they're going to continue the partnership with MLG, and they're going to find some other way to distribute those, that prize pool and make it into some other format. So I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything specific, but I just know they're looking into something else. Kane, MYI was one of the top 2 participants in that league. You were a part of that. You were part of the team for a while, obviously.
Yep.
What is it that has them continuing to go? Is it just they have a larger roster, or is it like a thing from like Penguin? He's just very adamant about we will participate in this.
I think it was mostly Penguin. He would schedule them, and then like Jeff said, like when the A team players like me, Saxry, Rain, whatever, were at events, we had like a B team roster with people like Zervas and Ariam, even though he's really good. He doesn't go to a lot of events, so he's usually available. So we had like a second roster almost to take our place. So that was really helpful. And then, yeah, like I said, Penguin was just really good about scheduling them. And, yeah, it's unfortunate, but like Jeff said, I think that it kind of made sense just because teams weren't scheduling. And even when they did, like, you'd have players like Ghost User not show up. And so that was always kind of disappointing on both ends there. And I do want to brag for a second. I actually had the best record in Shoutcraft Clan Wars this season.
Congratulations, a little golf clap for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Jeff, do you think that there's with this, because the Clan Wars isn't the only one. A lot of the online qualifiers, a lot of the online show matches and different things often experience this thing. I mean, I'm not bringing him up, just he's the most prominent name, but Major. We look at a lot of the things that Major has pulled himself out of. Do you think this is something that there needs to be a little bit of invigoration from the leaders of these teams to say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this? Like, do you think this is a problem that in the long run is eventually going to bite the industry in the ass a little more than it does at this small scale?
No. I mean, it's always happened. Gamers in general are some of the most unresponsive and hard to rely on people that you'll ever find. And I say that as one, but also as one that's been immersed in gaming culture for, the better part of my entire life. So that'll always happen. And it's pretty self-regulating. Like, you just cited the name of a guy that has kind of ditched on a few online and even offline events, and as such, has that reputation. So the opportunities that were available to him on some level are minimized, or if not, a lot of them closed out outright. So that's just the way it goes. And especially in a time like this for StarCraft, where we're no longer having sponsors like kicking in the door to come in and be like, oh my, you get money, and oh God, take my money. Like it's not happening like that anymore. It's a lot more, StarCraft is still a very viewed great game. It's still healthy. There are people making a living off this, a lot of them in fact, but the amount of people making a living off this game is shrinking as opposed to expanding.
Right.
So that means in this day and age, can you afford to be a person that skips on appointments, or their word is not held as their bond? It is probably not. And there's all we use this example, but there's all kinds of examples actually, and I won't name names, but I had a couple talks with players at even Home Story Cup where I was like, hey, did you practice? And they're like, no, not really. I've got other things going on. And it's like, okay, well, what a wasted opportunity, and what a dangerous thing to say and do. Like if you don't care, if you generally don't care, and if you don't necessarily want to make a living off of StarCraft, you've got other plans. Well, that's great. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to pass judgment on you at all. But like, it's no longer 2012 or 11 where some players didn't have to try that hard and were still given heaps of opportunities and were paid gigantic salaries and were taken care of because the scene was the top alpha scene. It was the biggest there, and you could afford to make mistakes. Now StarCraft 2 is every dog for themselves, and it's it's a fight for survival. So if you're going to a tournament and putting out a really poor performance, and your team is like, okay, $900 ticket, $500 of hotel, and they gave us minimal exposure and sucked a lot of ass, and then they say they don't care, well, we're going to talk about your contract. And it's probably not in the we'd like to give you more money kind of sense. It's more in the like, how about you play for free until you can prove to us that you're worth something. And that goes across the board. So it's scary times in that regard, but for those of us that are working hard and giving value to those that pay us, it's business as usual.
Yep. I don't think I can say it better than myself. Kane, any last thoughts on that before we move to questions?
No, I think Jeff pretty much said anything, and that's why as soon as I felt like my motivation kind of disappearing and, kind of not practicing as hard as I once did, I kind of separated ways with MYI and immediately said, like, I'm going back to school, because you do need to start thinking about the future in that respect. So, yeah, I agree with pretty much everything that he said there.
All right. Well, we're gonna kick it to the questions per usual, ladies and gentlemen. This is the question section. No questions have been vetted. If I stop reading, it's because it was a troll question, it was a stupid question, or it's because we've already covered that topic previously. So, without further ado, let's just jump in. Top question is a top quality question. If Zombie Girl makes it, ask her who she enjoys being shipped with the most. I have asked her this question because they're casting the final game. Which, real quick, before we go to the questions, let's talk about qualifiers. The WCS Europe qualifiers are wrapping up. You gotta go ahead and mute your stuff for like 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But Xanster has qualified and Hero Marine has qualified.
And DMC.
Cool.
DMC is done? All right, cool.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I'm not familiar with DMC. Has he done this before?
I don't know.
Been a ladder hero for a while.
Yeah, he just immortal all in Jonah twice in a row. So I'm not impressed yet, but pretty good builds.
Okay. All right. So anyway, back to the questions. First of all, do you guys know what shipping is, you two?
No.
It's a poker term.
Okay, so I didn't know that. You'll have to tell me about that one later. But shipping in fan fiction is short for relationship. So you take characters of an already existing universe and you just suddenly fucking decide, well, no, I want these two to be together. My first experience with shipping was I used to like this Harry Potter Facebook page, and they'd share Harry Potter content and all kinds of stuff. And then they started sharing like these fan fiction fucking pictures, right? And it was like pictures
The
of...
more I hear about you, Lycan.
Well,
yeah, I'm starting to wonder right now.
well, hold on. It was just a Harry Potter fan page. It was just... they'd post pictures of Harry Potter shit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You play with dolls, Jeff.
I do.
You don't like
Blow.
you don't like a Warhammer 40K page?
This looks very different than a Harry Potter fan fiction.
Well, no. I didn't like the fan fiction page. That stuff came later.
You did, though, didn't you?
No, I liked a Harry
You did,
Potter fan
didn't you?
page, and it became fan
Don't
fiction.
deny
If
it.
a page you like starts churning out content,
Then I started not liking it, and I unfollowed
well,
it. My point is that it became too much when they started like making... people were drawing pictures of like Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter making out and saying, I ship them. because that's what I want. But that's literally what it is. It's you take fictional characters and you decide, I want Spider-Man and fucking Batman to have a baby, and you ship them. So,
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I think it's stupid, like, because there's no context to it. Like, let's analyze that for a second. There's nothing. There is no thing in the Harry Potter universe that makes you say, oh, well, you know what? I kind of perceived that there was a little bit of tension between Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy. Sometimes I just think they wanted to play with each other's wands. No, there was nothing. Not one fucking thing. No iota of suggestive writing that said you should think Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy go together. But someone decided they wanted it. So, this person is asking, who in StarCraft 2 community fan fiction Zombie Girl would want to be shipped with, and her answer is Scarlet. So that is, I'm not making that up, that is her answer. It is Scarlet.
Interesting.
It's going to take me a long time to forget everything you just said, but I'm going to try as hard as I can.
All right. Yes, I know Ming didn't forfeit GSL. I corrected that. Thank you. iNcontroL, can you give us an update on Idra? He sees that the Heroes team is disbanded. Does that mean Idra's gone from EG again?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Cool. Ledabot, I'm a terrible person. We'll see if we can get to this question. David Kim announced that the next content patch for Legacy of the Void won't only include the Legacy of the Void prologue missions and major chat improvements, but also the ranked ladder system. I'll send this to you, Jeff, because we've talked about this before. What impact do you think the ladder system is going to have for you and the community?
Oh, I think it'll be huge. Right now, if you play Legacy of the Void, it's extremely casual. Very just, you can hit anyone. It could be someone 3 or 4 ranks below you, or it can be someone, depending on what rank you are, significantly better than you. And that makes for a very varied experience, but also because the games are unranked, you'll get the weirdest things. It's a lot like playing Texas Hold'em for no money at all. Like, all in, call, what do you have? Jack 7 offsuit. I mean, it's like, okay, like, who cares? But with the ladder system, while there's not money on the line, certainly people do care about winning points and climbing the ranks and telling their friends that they were top 5, top 10, whatever, So it'll make a competitive game competitive, even in the beta stage, which is a lot more fun. So I anticipate more interest, more people playing, more viewership for the streams, and a better idea of where the game is at balance-wise, which is also really important.
His follow-up question is whether or not we see a downside to having a ranked ladder system too early in the beta. Do you have a thought on that?
I think the advantages far and away outweigh the disadvantages. I think if anything is to be said along those lines, it's that this beta is going to be extremely long. Like, we're already, several months into it, and it's going to go on for another 5 or 4. Having that coincide with like a WCS Heart of the Swarm season is a little bit conflictual for me, but that ship has sailed, so this is where we're at now, so it's fine.
Okay. Last part of his questioning is, do you think it will discourage, discouraging players, do you think more players will be encouraged to play versus discouraged?
Oh, I think it'll be a lot more people will be encouraged to play, for sure.
I agree. All right. Someone said California knows how to party. Don't know what you're talking about.
It's a rap song, my friend.
I know. Jeff, how many emails did you get from Red Eye? Literally.
0.
Not even like a friendly tweet or
He tweeted me at the beginning. Yeah.
All right. Huck, Lycan, and nope, don't know what you're talking about. Jeff, best non-SE2 moment from Home Story Cup.
I don't know. I don't know. I just really enjoyed hanging out with my friends. I only played poker once, and when I sat down, I won like €50, so that was nice. Not as much poker as I had done in the past, but I just really enjoyed hanging out with Kevin, hanging out with Todd, and I took it more easy this time because I was so fucking tired from... I literally went from Toronto to California back to Germany in the course of like 3 days. I slept in, 3 different time zones.
Jesus.
So it was really rough on the body, and then it was so hot, and I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to heat. So It was rough on me, but that encouraged me just to take it more chill and just kind of enjoy the moment. And I think that was the best part of it for me.
Yeah, traveling's rough, especially that much. I don't think I've ever even done it that much. We've already answered that question about Kane and his practice. MYI. So yeah, Jeff, any thoughts on since Kane, you're a little biased. Any thoughts on just the recent success of MYI overall?
Well, I mean, everyone keeps saying that, but a lot of their success is that they got Rain. He won the GSL, then went to Home Straight Cup and won Home Straight Cup. And Petraeus winning in C is like, that's really nice, but he should, especially when Pig's been casting a bunch, and he basically has to beat Iagaz to do it. But Iagaz, he didn't even have to beat him because he was already qualified. So it's like, I mean, those are all good results, and I'm not trying to diminish it too much. But at the same time, everyone's like, "Wow, what's with this My Insanity team?" It's like, well, they hired Rain, and Rain's one of the best on the planet. And then Rain did what he should have done. It'd be more interesting to me if they hired Rain and he did really poorly. Then it would be like, what's going on with My Insanity? But right now it's like, okay,
Business
I
as usual.
understand.
Yeah. All right. It's very likely that the release date of Legacy of the Void will be known after the BlizzCon in November this year. Some tournaments are already... Oh, okay, I remember this one. Jeff, at what point do you think it makes sense for pro gamers to start switching over to the new game?
I think it'll be different for every pro gamer. I think if you have a legitimate chance to qualify for BlizzCon, or not even let's take BlizzCon out of the equation. You can make so much money in WCS as a pro gamer. So like, as long as you're playing in WCS, you should be playing whatever game WCS is playing. And right now, that's Heart of the Swarm. Qualifying, just making it through these brackets, is $2,000. Winning a round is another $2,000, I believe, for like $4,000. And then if you win, I believe if you get to the round of 32, you're at least in Challenger the next season. So that's another $2,000 if you never win a game. Like if you make it to the round of 32 and you go 0-2-0-2, and then you play in Challenger the next season and go 0-2 or 0-3, I think it's a best of 5. In any case, that series, you just won for yourself $6,000 losing every game.
Yep.
That's amazing money. Amazing money. So if you are a pro gamer, and also let's take money out of it. It's well, kind of. That's where everyone talks about, like the WCS broadcast, the WCS events. That's what people are talking about. So in a world where you are worth as much as the attention you can grab for your sponsors and team, then that means this is the place to be if you're a pro gamer. So I think you would be an idiot to be playing too much Legacy of the Void in a climate where you should be playing WCS absolutely as hard as you can. That's why I say it's different for everybody, though. If I'm mostly a streamer who does play WCS but doesn't have a super realistic chance at qualifying or making it far, then you should be playing some Legacy of the Void, because as it continues to get closer to the launch date, the interest and viewership for that game will grow, and you should be a part of that as early on as you can.
Cool. I think that was the only part of that question. Let's see. Yeah, I was talking to... First of all, I got to meet a lot of people that I haven't met before, a lot of people in Toronto, people that I only see online and all that. And I got to meet Rhett, and I think Rhett might be the nicest guy I have ever met in person. Is that an accurate interpretation of him, Jeff?
No, but he's really nice. The nicest person ever, but yeah, he's really nice. Good guy.
Yeah, we got on that topic, and he was just like, nope, haven't touched it. I have no reason to. Until I'm not doing WCS anymore.
Especially active pro gamers, like it's in beta format right now, and like if the game was announced to launch August 5th, right now, then yes, even if I'm playing WCS as a pro gamer, I should spend some time on Legacy of the Void, because that's the advantage I have, is that I can get an early look at it and start practicing and get a feel. But I should still focus on the game that brings in the bacon. But right now, we're like 5 months away, if not more. So it's more like the game now that you can play is going to be so different from launch that you would literally just be kind of, amusing yourself and having fun, but ultimately not really being productive if you were to play it now.
Yep. All right. Where's Steven? Steven comes on when there's stuff for Steven to talk about. Nothing for Steven to talk about this week. We're very heavy in just StarCraft, not like, the
Should have asked him about the Nanawa drama, man. Then he'd come on.
You know, Jesus, that
You can
like
go full. What was the show? What was the Chan Man show?
unfiltered.
Yeah,
I,
there you
I
go.
I like Steven a lot. That's why I work with him. But I don't know why he participated in that discussion. Like that was one where I enjoy when Steven flames people, and I was like, what? Why that one? I don't know.
I think it was a topic that hit very close to home for him. So
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of those people, Naniwa is a very nice person in person. I mean, I've had too many interactions with him, but when I was there, he's just very shy, calm, reserved. He makes jokes, but he's not an asshole. In
People are always so
person.
funny. I what did you expect? You're like, hi, Nanawa, I'm Lycan, and he like shoves you on the ground, like, get the fuck out of here.
No, no, not at all. But I'm not that naive. I just, there are people that like can come off as dicks even in person. Like it's just they're such assholes, and he is, just of the top tier of the StarCraft villains. I'm making quotey fingers. I know you guys can't see me, so I don't know. I just expected not such a calm, quiet, and reserved person compared to his Twitter personality. So maybe I didn't expect him to be a cocksucker and trip me when I walked by him, but it was a little different than his. It was a lot different than what you see online.
Go ahead, Kane. I interrupted you, man. Sorry.
no, not really. Yeah, I got him to rub my leg at WCS. I went up to him and I confronted him actually, and I was like, I was like, why are you such a dick? Blah 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 blah, and he was very shy and like, oh whatever, he's just kind of like ignored it, and then I'm like, okay, well now I want you to rub my leg, and he was reluctant at first, but I finally got him when I said, feel my wood, and then he did. He rubbed up against my leg, and it was glorious. It was perfect.
So you guys have made up.
Well, I don't know. Like I would still like to, have that Twitter drama between him and myself. I don't want to be friends with him, so I'll continue, shit talking over the internet. So hopefully he returns the favor because I think it makes for entertainment, and I don't think either of us takes it too seriously. Like I don't know how seriously you can take shit talking over the internet. So yeah, I'd like to see us continue have that Twitter rivalry, I guess.
You got to be careful. Someone might ship you with Naniwa.
I'd like that.
There you go, guys. Someone do it.
So weird.
Right? All right.
That you know what shipping is.
Oh, because I had to find out what the fuck it meant because I kept seeing
right.
it.
Yeah,
I don't believe
fucking
it.
right.
I don't.
You also have a pillow in your room with.
I have a
anime
fucking
character on it.
torn up dead pillow. It's fucking.
Roommate
broken.
That's
dog, I'm
even
guessing?
weirder, though. That's even weirder.
I destroyed it. It's
Using
gone.
what?
A
What
knife.
did you use it as? Are you sure?
Scissors. I get what you're implying. Sex with a pillow. All right. Anyway, next question. Jeff, I can't do the impression. I wish I could, and I would. But what is literally going to be your next event?
I'm going to Blizzard HQ for a really cool thing this next week, but I literally can't talk about it. And then the week after that, I'm going to Burbank for, I think they're going to do a showing of the documentary that ESL and IEM had commissioned, and they're going to have us play a show match of Archon mode or something like that. Those are the two events. They're not big. They'll be on stream in some capacity, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Other than that, nothing.
the documentary one's going to be streamed and stuff, right? As if it's a regular ESL broadcast from the studio.
I think so.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we have. All right, question. If mentioned as earlier, David Kim plans to balance the game with maps. He will face the rotation time of maps, which currently is at roughly half a year. What are your thoughts on that? Do maps need to rotate faster? Is the approach just bad or something else? So I guess to glean from that, do you think that the maps need to rotate faster?
Well, in terms of a map like Inferno Pool, yes. Like if there's a map that's so obviously bad that everybody is vetoing it, get it the hell out of that map pool. Like Inferno Pool stayed in for 2 seasons. It should have stayed in for half a season. Like you need to get that shit out ASAP because it makes for terrible games, makes for free wins for certain races, and yeah. So in terms of that, get it out. If there's maps that are like kind of question marks that, like right now, Dash and Terminal is a question mark, leave it in because we don't know enough about it. But halfway through the season or even a full way through the season, because I don't know how that would work. But if it turns out to be terrible, take it out.
Okay. Do you think there's an issue with GSL not using the same map pool as WCS?
Jeff, you can take that one.
Generally speaking, a lot of people have always had issues with that, just because it's like GSL is held up as the best competition. So a lot of pro gamers, Koreans and non, look at it and use it as research for what they should be doing. And when they're playing on different maps, it's really hard. I would be more okay with it if they were playing on different maps that were new, as opposed to like we're still seeing super fucking old maps being used in their rotation. Balanced or not, that's really not interesting, and it's actually kind of bad for the game. So it's frustrating. I think I don't know about a perfect world, but certainly a better one. They're all playing on the same maps. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. I see you already responded to that one question in the thread, so we don't have to worry about that one.
There's a stupid question anyways.
It's always a ding it fucking question. Can we leave? I don't work with ding it. I don't work for ding it. I'm probably opening up myself to more ding it comments now, but just I don't do anything with ding it. All right. So I know those are troll questions, but just want to make it clear, don't do ding it. Anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up the show for today. We're going to do the part where we do the shout outs and all that stuff, and then we're gonna kick it goodbye. So Kane, you're the guest. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. You're not doing anything but WCS, but I mean, what are you gonna...
I'm playing in WCS.
No, anything but WCS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I guess where can people find you? Do you still want people to follow you on Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter's a good avenue to contact me or to see stupid things. So follow me at KaneSC2. I did change it from MOI Kane just a few days ago. Other than that, I'll probably still I'll be here and there. I don't know exactly what my plans are next. I don't have any travel plans, which is more than I can say in the past 2 years, which is actually a very relieving feeling. So just keep an eye out on Twitter. I'll probably announce any plans there. And thanks for having me today, Jeff and Lycan.
Yeah, glad to have you, man. Jeff, we already talked a little bit about what you're going to do, but you want to tell people where they can find you online?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch, iNcontroL TV, and just Twitter, iNcontroL.
You're going to get your car after this, right? So you won't be streaming?
Yeah.
All right.
I will stream today, but not immediately after, no.
Okay, cool. Guys, my name is Lycan. You can follow me at LycanGTV on Twitter. We do the late game every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Central European Summertime. I think that's what it's called, CST. And that's it from us. Hit that follow button. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Oops. There we go.